Hey you guys, today we are going to talk about why I love a capsule wardrobe. My name's Leslie, and over the last few years my family has downsized by 90% so that we can travel. And here are some of my experiences and thoughts on a capsule wardrobe. When I was in high school, the cool thing to do was to hang out at the mall. And then we had movies coming out like, I think the movie was called Clueless, where the girl had the giant closet. Young teen girls were very encouraged to go out and buy lots of clothes, to want lots of clothes. And so a lot of us had way too many and got ourselves into trouble as adults with that. When I was in high school, I had a packed closet. And when I had money to spend, that's what I spent it on, was clothes. And I couldn't even get the stuff out of my closet. It was huge. I had this huge closet and it was packed tight so that you couldn't even really see everything or get to everything. I also tried on some trends that really weren't me, and maybe that's something that teenagers do, and maybe it's something they need to do. But looking back, I'm pretty sure I knew at that time that that style wasn't me. I even went so far once as to beg my dad to buy me this outfit that I thought was so cool for my birthday, and then I knew it wasn't me and I never wore it. I felt goofy in it. It just wasn't my style. So I think I had early tendencies toward a capsule wardrobe because when I would go shopping, I usually wanted to buy the black one, the gray one, or the red one. And that was kind of the color palette that I wore for years and years. And it's funny now because I felt kind of guilty about it. I felt like I needed to branch out and wear different colors. And, I felt like, oh, I have so many black things. I don't need to get more black things. But that's always what I wanted. It was always the one I wanted, was the black one or the gray one. So it's funny now when I think about capsule wardrobes, because that's sort of the idea, is that you have a limited color palette. You buy things that all mix and match together in the small color palette. But when I was younger, I felt like, oh, I'm supposed to break out. I should break out. I have to wear some different colors. I have to buy one of a different color. And of course, I didn't care for it as much when I bought one of a different color. So my first actual experience with a capsule wardrobe was when I was in my early 20s and I went backpacking in Europe for a little over a year. I took a backpack of clothes, and I made sure before I went that I was taking really easy to care for clothes that were really versatile, that I could wear with anything, and that I could pretty much do anything in. So it really took a lot of care with what I did choose to bring, but I was going to be carrying it on my back for months and months at a time, so it needed to be easy, and just everything about it needed to be easy. And I loved it, and I loved all the clothes that I took, and that was important. When you have few clothes, you need to love the ones that you do have. But then I came back to all my clothes, and I came back and was given clothes and just collected them over the years, and probably didn't get rid of a whole bunch, and ended up with a giant closet packed with clothes again, with dressers with drawers that I couldn't close because stuff was spilling out of them. You kind of have to shove it back in and try really hard to push it in, and it gives you just a little bit of aggravation every day, consistently. And of course, there were lots of times when I stood in front of that giant packed closet full of clothes and thought, I have nothing to wear. So I first heard about capsule wardrobes as the term capsule probably 3 or 4 years ago. A friend of mine had posted an article from this blog called Unfancy, and I devoured it. The whole blog. I read everything about it, and then I'm pretty sure I went to YouTube and started watching videos. I started looking things up. I was like, this sounds really neat. Some of the things I loved about the idea were, first of all, it validated the fact that I liked a smaller color palette. It made it okay for me to not have to buy clothes in a huge range of color. And I say that, I notice wearing a blue shirt today. I like blue every now and then, and I don't wear a whole lot of red anymore. I've changed. And the other big thing I liked about it was that it talked about really honing in on your style. So, really knowing what it is you like. And I had a closet that was full of a lot of hand-me-downs from a lot of different people. So, a lot of the stuff I owned, I hadn't even bought for myself. I hadn't chosen for myself. It wasn't all my style. It didn't, I certainly wasn't expressing myself through clothes. And I got to work. I probably pulled out 3 to 5 garbage bags full of clothes within a pretty quick time frame. So I just got rid of a ton of stuff straight away. And then I started looking at what I had more closely. A lot of clothes I kept for a while because I had an office job and I didn't want to spend any money on office clothes. I picked my favorites and made sure that I had enough outfits to rotate through for the office. And I didn't have a whole lot of not office clothes because I was pretty much spending, most of my time in an office or in yoga pants. So I think I had one pair of jeans. I didn't have any clothes that I really enjoyed wearing on the weekends. So I didn't go shopping right away at all because I had so many clothes. I was able to create a capsule that was still pretty big out of what I already had. And I went with that for a while, and I let this thing evolve slowly. There came a point where we had a flood and decided to change our lives in a really, really big way. And at that point, we decided to downsize by 90% and move into an RV. So at that point, I knew I was going to need way less clothes. I also knew I wasn't going to be spending any more time in an office. So I took my little office capsule down really tiny and then figured that once I was done, I'd probably get rid of most of that because most of them I just didn't care for anyway. And then for my casual clothes that I like to wear, I didn't have that many that I really liked to wear that much. And that I just went ahead and took what I had, and I have only just recently bought a few more pieces. But I wear really simple clothes, really casual, and no muss, no fuss. So I like the idea of being able to develop your own style, and I'm totally good with that happening slowly over time. I don't like to go out and spend a bunch of money on clothes. I don't really enjoy clothes shopping much at all anymore. I kind of don't even like to go to the store anymore. But when I do want to go and buy some clothes, I decide what I need beforehand. In fact, I bought some recently only because my favorite things had worn out so bad that I really couldn't wear them anymore. They had little elasticy looking stuff starting to pop out all over the shirt. Little white things on a black shirt, and they were getting thin, and I was like, I really can't wear these out in public anymore. I have to replace them. But it was like one of my favorite shirts was the one that was really getting worn out, obviously, because it was my favorite shirt. I wore it all the time. So I made a list and figured out exactly what it was that I loved about the shirt, and I wanted to replace it with something similar, and it was the softness of it. I loved how soft it was. It felt so good to wear this shirt. And it was a long sleeve black shirt, really plain, and so that's what I went looking for, and that's what I found. So I hoped that getting into a capsule wardrobe would help me develop a little bit of my own style, and I think it has, and my style is just really plain. I like solid color, solid plain t-shirts, usually black and gray, a little bit of color every now and then, and I like little sweaters to wear whenever I'm cold. And mostly I wear jeans or yoga pants. I want clothes that are super easy to take care of. I don't want to iron them because I don't own an iron. I don't want to have to hand wash them because I won't. I don't want to take them to the dry cleaner because I won't. And I don't want to feel like I'm trying to be somebody else when I put on my clothes. I want to wear clothes that are me, that feel like me, that I feel really good in and hopefully look good in. And one of the things I've realized with the capsule was that it's okay. If I like to wear black and gray, I can wear black and gray. I don't need to feel like I need to do something else. that feeling comes from the outside, that you need to do something that isn't naturally you. And I like the black and gray, so now I just embrace that and I go with it. And one thing that I realized also is people don't notice what you're wearing. They won't notice if you wear the same pants twice in 1 week or the same shirt a few times in a row. Nobody else cares. As much as you think that everybody's paying attention and looking at everything you're doing, they're not. Not at all. And one of the last things that was important to me was I wanted all my clothes out at one time. And that means that I'm not changing for the seasons. Because I used to spend a whole day changing out my closet for the seasons. What a waste of a day. So now I just have enough that I can keep them all out all the time. And I always have access to everything that I need. So those are my opinions on a capsule wardrobe and what I do and what I like about it. I'd love to hear if you have experience with a capsule wardrobe. What do you like about it? What interests you about it? I'd really love to hear from you. If you found this video valuable, I'd love it if you hit the like button below so that I can know that I'm on the right track here. And share it with your friends if you think they would like it as well. And of course, subscribe for more just like this. I'll talk to you soon. See ya. All right, did you want to say hi one more time?
Hi!
Hi!
Let's just pretend we started the video here.
Okay, perfect. And I don't know if that's what I want to say. Yay, you can't go walking behind the camera. I tried on...